Okay, here I am on a Wednesday. I'm supposed to have clients all day, and I don't. So I have to do something. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a little couple minute instructional little video for you guys, and this is for anybody. This is not for just body work people. This can be, anybody can do this. And you wanna know something funny is that this little piece that I'm gonna show you is the first class I ever taught some like 30 years ago. I came down, and actually I was living in Chicago, and I came down to Tulsa, and this was the very first thing I ever taught, and I taught it down here in Tulsa. So big circle, here I am again. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching you how to do compression into the muscle tissue, okay? So, but first what I want to do is talk a little bit about your own body when you're doing this with someone else, so that your body keeps good mechanics and you don't hurt yourself. Okay. So one of the very first things I do is that you're going to be working with somebody either on the bed or on the floor. Or if you have a massage table at your house, who knows? Anyway, what I do is against the bed is that I have my legs separated. I have one leg forward, and I don't do it this way, obviously. That'd be a twist. You want one leg forward, one leg bent, all right? So we want to hold this posture. The other thing you want to do is you want to suck your navel to your belly button so you stabilize your low back. I know you guys think all this massage stuff is easy, but it actually is not. So you really want to pull this in so that you have stability in your back. The other thing you're going to be doing is, I don't want you to round forward when you're going to reach for working on somebody. What I want you to do is bend from the top of your legs. Keep your spine much more straight. So now we have the lunge position. We have ourselves sucking in more our belly button to our spine. We are going to bend from the tops of our legs. We're going to keep basically our upper body straight. The other two things you are now adding is your arms are slightly bent. There's a slight bend to them so that there's a springiness in them. And my hands are soft. If one of the things you don't want to do when you do this is work from like using my hands to knead the tissues. What I want to do is I want to actually give, because that doesn't feel good to them, and it blows your hands out. Okay, so we got it all going. The lunge, the bend, the navel pulled in, the arm slightly bent. Now what's going to happen is, and I definitely don't want you to compress onto joints. Be careful, be careful. You don't want to press on the wrist or the elbow. You don't want to compress onto the knee. And what you're going to do is, in the muscle tissue, you're just going to be, and I lean forward and I'm compressing and compressing. That feels so good, guys. And you're compressing, and you can go back and forth and up and down. And then I come up into the upper arm and I do the same thing. I've got a compression going on, but notice how I rhythmically am moving my body to create the compression. So the compression is coming from my body, not from my arms and hands. It's why I think I've been doing this 33 years and I don't have lots of arthritis, and I have lots of years left, thank God. Okay, so compression. So, and then I can do compression with one hand. So I go all the way up onto the deltoid up here. So I'm compressing and compressing. Oh my God, that feels good. And compressing both sides, and I'm kneading. Then I come up to the upper body and I knead the bicep. And then I knead the tricep, and I come up and I come onto the deltoid and I'm kneading that. And you can go up and down the arm as long as you leave the joints out of it, okay? So that's the arm. And you can come down and you can do the rib cage, which is really nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm changing my direction that I'm going to be standing. And what I'm going to do is I have my hands on the sides of the rib cage, being careful not to be on the breast tissue of a woman. You want to be really careful. You're doing this through somebody's clothes. There is no need for anything, no clothes. You are doing this right through their clothes, whatever they're wearing, it doesn't matter. Because all you're doing is mobilizing all the muscle tissue. So I'm on the side of the rib cage and I'm compressing this way. You know, compress, compress. What I'm trying to do is create a wave to go in there to also release all the fascias and other stuff that's in the contents that are in the area, okay? But you're doing this gently and you're checking in with your person and they're saying, is this okay? Would you like it deeper or would you like it easier? You're gonna ask them. Then you can come and you can do the leg. So with the leg, you've got thicker muscle groups, so my hands are going to be a bit wider, and I'm in here, and don't forget, pulling my belly back, and I'm in here, and I'm kneading all the quadricep muscles. I can knead it this way, I can knead them this way, but one thing you want to make sure is that you're okay, because that inner part of the leg here can actually be very tender on some people, and so can the quad sometimes be tender. So I'm compressing and compressing and compressing, not on the knee. Then what I do is I compress in the lower leg. And in the lower leg, I'm going to come around and show you. Poor Harry. Harry lost his leg in the war. So you're going to hold the ankle, and I'm going to, here is the shin bone, and what I'm going to do is just be just outside of the shin bone, and I'm going to compress and compress and compress so that it's like I'm rolling the tissue out. So I'm here and I'm compressing down the leg, and then I squeeze the calf muscle. Oh, that feels so good. Squeezing the calf muscle, squeezing all the muscles here on the quad. All right. You can ask your person, Harry, would you turn over? So Harry's going to turn over, face down. And what's going to happen is I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to compress the deltoid, getting myself into position, holding in my belly, and compressing and using that slight curve here to give myself more of a flow when I'm doing this. So I'm compressing and compressing the tricep, I'm compressing the forearm again, and I can skip the wrist and even compress through the hand in either with them face up or face down, doesn't matter. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push on the ribs. Now you be careful, you do not want to push on the spine at all. Never, 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 never. So you're pushing on the ribs and you're just trying to get them easy and getting flow. You have to check in occasionally, especially if something feels hard and doesn't feel like it's moving, if it's okay with your person for you to be doing this, okay? Checking in is good. And then I'm going to come down to the hamstrings. I'm doing the same thing. I'm compressing through the hamstrings. I'm kneading the hamstrings. I come down to the lower leg. I compress and knead the calves. I can do them this way, right? I can do it with one hand. I can do it with two hands. And I can compress, if the person is not ticklish, compressing through the foot. All of this should feel good to the person. All of this should feel good to the person. Hey, if you guys have any questions or you want to ask anything or make a comment or anything, go ahead. Thanks. Have a great day.